welcome to Phases of Life, Inspiration and Entertainment. My name is Tirzah V Andrews. Thank you all so much for joining me today. On my show today, I'm going to be talking about how I started Strength and Honor Women, mainly making the recording for them because we have at least 201 members of our Strength and Honor Women's group. And I wanted to be able to create content so that they'll be able to go back and listen and get to know me, Tirzah Andrews, a little bit better. And for those of you that are just joining our Strength and Honor group, thank you so much for participating. And hopefully this presentation will give you a better look at what we are doing and why I started the Strength and Honor Women's group. All right, so I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to move forward with the presentation so you can get a better look. All right, again, welcome to Phases of Life, Inspiration, Entertainment. My name is Tirzah Andrews. I am the founder of Strength and Honor Women. And so Strength and Honor Women, her story, meaning my story, Tirzah Andrews' story, behind the vision of Strength and Honor Women and the vision ahead. So Strength and Honor Women, her story behind and the vision ahead. Okay. What is Strength and Honor Women? Strength and Honor Women is a sisterhood. It's not a destination, but a lifetime journey. Our group is sponsored by our nonprofit organization, Phases of Life International Ministries. And instead of having just different organizations outside of Phases of Life International Ministries, I decided that I would start it like, in a way, like a church. And so instead of separating everything would be up under the umbrella of Phases of Life. And so Phases of Life, you know that this is Phases of Life International, Phases of Life Inspirational Entertainment. But the ministry that is over all of it is Phases of Life International Ministries. So we have the inspirational entertainment where we share all of our information, and that's why I started Phases of Life Inspiration Entertainment. So I have a place to put all of our information. In this particular video, I'm sharing what is Strength and Honor Women. Excuse me, I got a zit on my face. What is Strength and Honor Women? And so we wanted to be recognized as a sisterhood that is not a destination, but it's a lifelong journey. And it's sponsored by Phases of Life International Ministries. Her story is Tirzah's story. That's me. I was born February 13 in Charlotte, North Carolina, raised with the Christian principles. I was a rebellious child, and I ran away from home at the age of 17 to a single parent home. I went to community college at Central Piedmont Community College, and I transferred to Fayetteville State University. I got married at the age of 19 in order to stay away from my home, my parents' home. And so I got pregnant, and I had my first child at 21. I got pregnant and I had my first child at 21. I was divorced at 22 and lived in, I was divorced at 22 and lived a very promiscuous lifestyle until I received my calling at 25 to do the work of an evangelist. After a stroke, at the age of 26, I accepted my calling as an evangelist. I remarried at 27 and began to go through mental and emotional abuse. I stayed in that marriage because I got pregnant with my second child at 29. And then I had my third child at 30. we divorced at 33. I was 33 when I divorced my kid's father. Well, he divorced me at the age of 33. As a single mother, I work odd jobs to take care of my children. And for instance, McDonald's, FedEx, I was a bus driver for Charlotte Mecklenburg schools. I drove during the summer camps, and I also did in-home care for the elderly. And believe it or not, I was doing 4 or 5 jobs at a time at one point or another. So it was very, very, very hard to do when you're hardly getting any sleep. Can anyone say, oh my God? So that was really hard. So as a single mother, I worked all of those jobs. And one day, my middle child, Selena, the little throwback here, she was in about 2nd grade, and she came home from school, and she proceeded to ask me the question, Mama, you want to know what we learned in school today? Exhausted, and I said, yeah, well, what is it? She said, if you don't get enough rest, you die. So I didn't go to work. I didn't want to go. I didn't go to work that day. And I proceeded to finish cooking dinner and went back to bed. If anybody's wondering why my daughter, Rachel, why is she looking like that? Well, we thought we would do something fun. We wanted to take the picture that me and my girls took together when they were really little. And Rachel had this funny look on her face. And I think it was me or Kareem. Somebody said, Rachel, won't you look like that picture when we first took our first family portrait? Why don't you, and I should have included that picture, but I didn't want to embarrass her. So this is her replication of doing this video. Doing this picture. She still look cute to me. She's trying to look like she was looking in that other picture, but I think that's the best she could do. So anyway, but at any rate, the most important thing about what I mentioned here is that if you don't get enough rest, you die. Can somebody say, oh my God? Well, I was working all those jobs. I was so exhausted. I was actually going to my part-time job at McDonald's, and I worked 3rd shift. And I remember sitting on the side of the bed saying, Lord, I'm tired. I'm tired. And I took a deep breath. I got up and went in the kitchen, and that's when my daughter, Selena, came in there and told me what she learned at school and the importance of rest. And I didn't go to my 3rd shift, that job. And so the end result was I didn't call in because I was so tired. I was just exhausted. I didn't even think to call in. As a matter of fact, when I went into work the next day, they said to me, you were no call, no show. So you're fired. I said, wait a minute, what? What you mean I didn't come in? All I could think about is I've been working all these jobs, not thinking, all my days seemed like maybe they were running together, whatever. I didn't even remember not going into that job. You understand? I didn't remember. I'm gonna stop sharing right now. I didn't remember I remember what happened the day before, right? About my daughter coming to let me know. Well, I was in the kitchen and my daughter came in the kitchen and said, the importance of rest. And I decided not to go to work. but my mind wasn't registering which job I didn't go to. So when I went in the next day to do to work at the McDonald's job, they said I had a no call, no show. I hadn't even thought no more about it up until the moment that I went to go to work. And so they fired me, and I turned around and left. And I said, well, Lord, that was it. You know, I guess I didn't need to be working anymore, right? So, but like I said, I was working like 4 or 5 jobs anyway. I was working at the summer camp. I was working um, at CAT, I'm sorry, at the summer camp. Um, I was working at McDonald's. I was working in home care for the elderly. Um, then I was doing work for my pastor's wife at the time, and then I did work at the ministry. That's not even on there, but on the list. But how many of you know that working in ministry at church is a full-time job? I was the co-director of the singles ministry. I sing on the choir, the praise team. I worked in the children's ministry. I was a part of the women's ministry. I was part of the leadership board. And time it came where I just started, resigning from stuff. And they wanted to know why. And I was like, after you pray about something, I prayed about everything that I was doing, and what came across my spirit was to resign. When I was resigning from leadership, I didn't even have, I wasn't even a director at that point. Some time had passed from the time that I resigned from the leadership board to the time that I actually became a leader over the singles ministry. One of them was a co-director position. But anyway, I was doing a lot, and I was exhausted. And so I began to resign out of those things. I gotten fired from the McDonald's job. And so I only had 3 jobs after that. So at any rate, being a single mother is one of the toughest jobs any woman can go through. Forget about being on somebody else's job. Being a mother in itself is a full-time job. Working with personalities and working with different needs for your different children, And so I honor you single mothers for, staying at it, working, taking care of your kids, taking them back and forth to sports, bathing, doing hair, and it's just everything, homework, cooking, and trying to keep things up as far as the house is concerned. So it's a hard job, but you got to stay focused. You got to make sure that you do the things that you got to do, because for one, when you clean, you're teaching your daughters how to clean. When you are disciplining your sons, you're teaching them how to become a man, but only a man can teach a boy how to be a man. But you have to be strong and firm with them, so they can understand that they have to stay focused and be a leader, not the husband, just a leader. They have to be tough, and they have to, be able to comprehend and to know what leadership is about. They got to be able to be an example of greatness to the best of your ability. And hopefully those fathers would co-parent with you while you're going through the process. When I didn't have any co-parenting, I was a single mother. One of the books that I wrote was How to Master Single Parenthood. And one of the things I talk about is doing it by myself and not wanting to do it by myself. And so I had to make sure that what I did was help my children understand that that's why you don't go out and you just sleep with anybody. You got to consider the fact you need to hold yourself and wait till you marry. What? Wait till you marry? Yes. Because there's no, if you give him the cookies, right, there's no way he's going to begin to get to know you in a way that he would have gotten to know you if you had withheld the cookie. So that's one of the things that I try to teach my children to intimacy, learn how to get to know a person, their spirituality, what their goals are, their mental background issues, or if they had any issues, how that person treats their mother or their father, so that you can give that person that's interested in you the right um, vision for whether or not you fit into their lives, or you'll have the right vision for the person that's coming to bring you into their lives. So one thing I learned after so many mistakes, and which I put into my book, how to mastering single parenthood, was that when you're raising your children, it's not about do what I say, it's do as I do. And I thank God that I can finally say, do as I do. So again, I commend you for being strong mothers, and just continuing to move forward with your life and your destiny, and doing the things that you believe that you need to do for your life to make a better life for you and your children. If that parent, the missing parent, if they never come into your life or come back into your life, if you never get married, you have to prepare your mind for those things, because that's one thing that I said. If I'm single for the rest of my life, this is what I need to do. And so I prepared myself. I began to be celibate. I began to date myself. I began to develop my own characteristics. And so in our Strength and Honor Women's group, I want you all to understand that when I say things to you, especially single young ladies, they don't have to be single parents, but single young ladies, whenever they ask me questions about dating and who they're dating and things of that nature, I can give them a sincere answer and tell them, listen, the person will tell you exactly who they are, why they're in your life, and what they want from the very beginning. But you have to make sure you're paying attention to that. Don't just go on the potential of the man. Listen to the words that they speak and follow the actions. Don't give more than what's been given to you, none of that. And so in Strength and Honor Women, I know what it's like to be a single parent. I know what it's like to be a single woman. I know what it's like to date somebody that you go out, they ask you to dinner, they take you out to dinner, and then you end up paying for it because you're sitting there and they keep going to the bathroom on you. Let's get this dinner over with. No, I'm not going to date this person ever again. So these lessons to be learned when dating and being single. One thing I learned is that I had to learn how to date myself. And then why are you out here by yourself? I'm not by myself, I'm with myself. So I took myself fine dining. I didn't wait for somebody to say, let me take you to dinner. I went to Bentley's. I went to, especially when it was downtown, what a beautiful scenery. Bentley's 27. I dated myself. I took myself to a bowling. I took myself to the Cheesecake Factory. I took myself to Margiano's. I took myself to Brio's and all of those different restaurants, Morton's. And so what an excellent experience to know that you can be with yourself, because once you learn to be with yourself, you can be with anybody else. So at any rate, that's just one of the women that I minister to, single women, single parent mothers, entrepreneurs, business women. It's not about how much you know, is if you can identify with them. And so everything that I am, those are the women that I minister to through Strength and Honor Women, giving them the opportunity to earn and learn from home, how to become a entrepreneur from home. That's my next step, is to be able to help women create revenue for themselves that actually work, without having to try all these different things like I did. All these multi-level marketing things, great products, but I'm not a seller, so I love the product, but that's not something that I was good at. I'm not good at selling. I say this time and time again, I don't even sell my own books. People find something that they're interested in, they ask questions, they go to the website and they get it, right? So as women, we have to learn how to communicate with each other, not spam each other, not, you know, um, hurt each other, not to disrespect each other. Because one reason why I started Strengthening Other Women was because I was feeling like nobody was getting along. Why are these women? We're women and we can't get along. That's a problem. Okay, so that's just some of the things. So back to um, the PowerPoint presentation. I'm going to share my screen again here, and we'll keep moving. Okay. So here I said that immediately I didn't go to work. Just to reiterate, I didn't go to that. I didn't go to work that night, but the next day I went in for my third shift, and they told me that I had a no call, no show. Okay, long story short, while I was working at CMS, I met this woman by the name of Miriam Myers. Hey, Miss Miriam, I hope you get to see this video. Shout out to Miss Miriam Myers. She was an older lady. I guess we were about maybe 3 to 5 years difference in age, excuse me. So I met Miss Miriam while I was driving at CMS, Charlotte Mecklenburg Schools. And we often prayed together, talked about the word, shared the word, me, her, and another lady. And at that time, I was having issues with marriage. I think she too was having issues with marriage. I had been separated and divorced. I had one child walking and one on my hip. And Miss Miriam, her daughters were in elementary school. And so I was, back then you could take your children, y'all excuse the back noise. Back then you could take your children to daycare. And so I could take my kids to work and I could drop them off at daycare. They had it set up where as parents, they'll put you on the bus line where your child's daycare was. And that was just so awesome, so awesome. And I don't know if they still do it, but I had experience where I had quit my job. And this man, I don't know if he's still living or not, Mr. White, God rest his soul if he's not. He told me, he said, when I came back to school, that I could have this route for my child's or my children's daycare. And so when I returned the following school year, I found out that he told me, he said, I said, what happened to my route where I had my kids on daycare on my route? And he said, I don't know, but if you can't do it, then your only other option is to quit. And nothing is more important to me than my children. I quit my job. And they called me and they called me and they called me. So eventually I spoke to this lady, Miss Wanda, and I'll never forget her because she said, you need to make the correction. And the correction was, she asked me what was my 2 weeks notice. And so I sent her my 2-week notice, and but I never went back. And so I was able to return to CMS after the fact. So that's how I was able to stay there for all those years. And it only accumulated to 14 years, almost 15 years when I left. But, years back from 1998, I was only out at like a couple of years. From 1998 to 2016. I worked with CMS, whether I was inside the school or like in the cafeteria or on the bus. I still work with CMS though all those years. Um, and so I quit my job. And then, of course, like I said, I eventually went back. But Miss Miriam was the person that started the thought. So I was going through all of these issues and stuff like that. And Miss Miriam, I told her, I said, um, we often talk about, you know, spirituality, and we prayed together, and we talked about the struggles of single parenthood and how women don't stick together and try to help one another. And she began to give her testimony about her own life this one particular day. And I said, that's it. I said, strengthen honor women, you know, and maybe we should start, you should start us, I don't know if I said we or you, but I'm thinking, I said, maybe you should start us a group for women. And she responded and said, no. She said, that's for you. And so here we are. We're actually doing what was in our spirit to do, which was create an environment where women could come together and have a sisterhood. I always complained about it, you know, in the public and stuff like that. And then more and more often, because you only saw where people had support groups for like domestic violence and stuff like that. But you want to be able to have a sisterhood where you can support each other's business, you can tell your secrets, you know, somebody that can help you funnel your thoughts, especially if they have spiritual principles that are proven facts. You want to be able to share and be able to get some spiritual counseling by way of your sisterhood. You know what I'm saying? And what we have sisters that are, I have one sister by the name of Kimberly. She used to be Hubbard. I don't want to mess up her last name. I want to say it's Sturdivant, but it might not be that. But Kim Hubbard, she knows who she is. She is a psychiatrist, and I remember I saw her one day at Walmart. I think it was Walmart, and we were talking, and she said to me, she said, "Man, you helped me. You should have been a psychiatrist." But it was a great moment. Me and Kim, we grew up together. We sang on the choir together at Chappelle Memorial Baptist Church many years ago as children. And her mom used to have us singing, man. Oh, man, harmonizing, me, Kim, my sister Audrey, Cynthia Evans, Margaret. Oh, my God, Miss Maggie Camp. She was the piano player. Love you. She used to tell us, stop giggling so much when they used to take us home after church, because we'd be in the back grinning and going on. But me and my sister, I was always laughing. Oh my God, I get tickled easy, I guess. But anyway, I've met some wonderful women in my life, and so I'm always telling them about strengthening other women, you know. So it's not just about having a group to go to where, you know, they're having issues or what have you. But we want to be able to have a sisterhood where we can communicate with each other and love on each other and support one another and engage with one another. I'm working on engagement, because once you get to know somebody, you know what I'm saying? You don't have an issue with telling them or sharing with them your life, because I'm a firm believer that we are overcome by the words of our testimony. And if you knew that I struggled as a single mother, you have an idea that, listen, I can talk to her about my single parenting, my issues with single parenting. You know what I'm saying? You get to network with other single mothers, and guess what? You get to like, say you want a night out. Okay, you want to just step away for 2 hours. Can I bring the kids over for a couple of hours? This would be a great environment where you learn to love and like and trust and be able to build a friendship, a sisterhood with somebody that you can trust. You'll hear their life story. You'll know if that's somebody you might want to connect with. You'll find out if you have things in common. And so you want to be able to share and engage with each other so that you can create a support group for your particular situation. You might not be single parent. You might be working on a job, right? You might be sick and tired of working on a job, but you want to be able to start a home-based business. I can help you with that. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what I did. A prosperous home-based business, a home-based business that works. And you know what I'm saying? Anybody can use an extra $1,000 a month. Anybody can use an extra $500. Just think what you can do with an extra $500 a month. Well, Sister Tirzah has something that you can use to generate an income, extra income. If you don't want to work 4 or 5 jobs and all of this kind of stuff, just a couple of hours online, right? 2 to 3 hours online. Break it up throughout the day, whatever it takes for you to make an extra income. You should want to do that so you can better your life. You should want to do that. And so, like I said, I have a lot of different experiences. So where I'm knowledgeable about, I can give you that information to help improve your life and bring value to your life. So like I said, as far as engaging, that's what I wanted to do. So let's go right on to the next slide. What is Strength and Honor Women? Strength and Honor Women in detail is a sisterhood, it's a support group, it's a life source for encouragement, inspiration, motivation, and hope. The Strength and Honor Women is a network for business opportunities, events, and self-development. It's extended family. It's a virtual place for safety for women all over the world. And so we give back in our organization, okay? And me, starting this sisterhood, starting this support group, starting this life of source of encouragement, inspiration, motivation, and hope. Me starting this network. We even have a connected group called Network Extraordinaire. I put on the page because I want people to understand that whatever you do, if you do hair, if you do nails, if you're a nurse, whatever you do, you should be connecting on Network Extraordinaire. So if people need your services, beauticians, nail techs, I crochet. Somebody might want a hand, a special gift for somebody. They crochet hat and scarf, or a one piece, a combination piece, a baby outfit, want gifts. You know what I'm saying? A jacket and some booties, or, just anything. Somebody might do movies. Somebody might be a piano player. Somebody might write plays or poetry. Somebody might be an author. Somebody might be a director for a production company. Whatever your talent or your gift is, you need to be connecting on Network Extraordinary. You might be a plumber. You might be a mechanic. There's women that's doing all sorts of things now. We don't have to wait for a man to do things. You know what I'm saying? You might know how to go under the hood and check the oil. I know how to do that. You know what I'm saying? I know how to check the brake fluid. I know how to check the transmission fluid. I know how to put an oil in the car. You understand? So just simple things like that. A lot of women are taught those things. And so, or they weren't around their fathers to find those things out. I hung out with my daddy around the car. I hung out around with my daddy when he was in the back moving the air conditioner and working on refrigerators and stuff. He said, give me a hand with this. You know what I'm saying? He said, don't forget to breathe, when I was moving. And I find myself doing that a lot. When I'm moving something, I hold my breath, whatever. But that's one of the things that my daddy did. He wanted to make sure, he said, you're a single girl and you need to make sure that you know how to put fluid and stuff in your car. Keep your oil change, because that's the life of the car, those things. And so I just want to be able to help these women that are experiencing some of the same things that I've experienced as a single mother. as I experience as a single woman, as I experience as a person going to these jobs and working all these jobs and looking for a relief. You know what I'm saying? Being a home-based business owner is a beautiful thing. I love it. I'm glad. I mean, I haven't been feeling well for the last couple of days, and it feels so good that once I feel good enough to be able to pursue what it is that I'm doing, that's fabulous. But I don't have to stand on my feet. You understand? I can sit down and do what I need to do and keep it moving. Okay, so let's go on to the next slide. I was talking about how we give back to the community. A couple of these pictures, these are my neighbors. Here we did walk them out in her shoes. It's about cancer awareness. We also have lupus, which we haven't done the walk for that yet. And lupus walk, we'll have to wait till the next year because I think that's in either June or July. But October was Cancer Awareness Month for gynecological, I can't say that word for, I can't say that word for nothing, but it's women that have issues with ovarian cancer, you know, anything that has to do with the lower part for the woman. And children, cancer awareness walk. Women and children is what this walk was for, okay? Single parenthood. This is my beautiful oldest daughter, where my two grandchildren, Nina and Elijah. And so I'm very passionate about, she has immune disease called lupus. And so I've been able to help her through some issues with what she's doing, dealing with. And so I'm grateful to be able to do that. My middle daughter is a single young lady, out on her own. She had to come back home. Another thing that we're trying to do is go towards transitional housing for women and children. And this is me preparing to feed the homeless, making bags. We had not only food bags to give out, but we also did toiletry bags, and we had extra, like Jordan, thank you. If you see this video, thank you for donating what you and your wife, Glorious, had put together. Socks, toothbrush, deodorant, things of that nature, lotion. And so what a great opportunity. This is what we do. Phases of Life International Ministries, that's what we do. And Strength and Honor Women are a part, it's one of the ministries within our international ministry. Like I said, we did the cancer walk. We help single mothers. We feed the less fortunate, not just the homeless, but those that are less fortunate. We provide personal hygiene products, water, clothes, and spiritual guidance through the read word and prayer. To connect with that ministry, you can go to PHAZIZOFLIFE, and I'll make sure I put that in the description box. That's where you can donate to our cause. So the funds that we raise for our nonprofit is going towards helping people with cancer and lupus, feeding the less fortunate, and helping single mothers and children, women and children, through hard times. Okay? And please, 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 we need your email addresses because we want you to be able to participate. Now, you might not be able to physically be here, but every $1 that you give, you're giving somebody an opportunity to have hygiene products, whether it's toothbrush, toothpaste, lotion, dental floss, socks, underwear, a hat, anything. You're giving people opportunity to have water. So just make sure that you connect on our website and know that. And then this is for the single, the women in our group. We have 200 and one lady in our group. And so if you would donate $1 to our cause, you might be one of the persons in need that need a meal. You might be the person in need of some socks. You might be a person in need of help for your medical bills, or you understand. So when we give to our people, for the ones within our group, if you're suffering from cancer, you need to connect with this group. You understand? If you're dealing with lupus, you need to connect with this group. When we do the lupus walk, you need to connect with Strengthen Honor Women. So there's people that have to decide whether they're going to get their medicine or they're going to get food. And so I'm very passionate about this because a lot of times we don't think. And see, this is what I was doing before I started Strengthen Honor Women. Those of you that say that you want to give and that you want to help, and there's people that's out there that's always saying they have their hands out, but are you giving? You know what I'm saying? Give and it shall be given unto you, pressed down, shall men give into your bosom. And so I know I'm a giver, and I've been giving all my life. And there are people that are giving, but I want somebody that's just as passionate as I am. Say, look, this young lady is really out here trying to do this thing. I can give $1. I can give $2. I can give $5. Whatever it is that you have. Like I spent $3 on them $3.50 on them hot Cheetos. It's not mess me up. My blood pressure went up because I set up that it wasn't a little bag. I wasn't just eating a little bag. I ate practically a whole big bag. And I looked down, all I was doing is watching a movie and just eating and eating and eating. I said, oh Lord, I done set up here and about ate this whole bag. So I closed it up. But anyway, when you have issues as women, make sure that you connect. We want you to be able to participate, but there's some people that really don't have it. They really don't have it. They really need help. And so if you're healthy and strong and you have children, or you're a woman and you want to be able to give back. Give $1. You know what I'm saying? Give $1 a month. Give $1 a week. Give $1 every day. You understand? To make a difference in the lives of those in need. Okay? All right, let's go to the next slide. Let's see. Okay, who is Strengthen Honor Women for, and why should you join? Okay. Strengthen Honor Women are, I think I hear somebody in the bathroom singing while I'm trying to do my presentation, but hold on one second. Let me see. I'm recording. I'm recording. I'm recording. I didn't know. It's okay. Okay, so sorry about that. So who is Strengthen Honor Women for, and why should you join? Strengthen Honor Women is for single mothers to have a single parent support. It's for women who need a safe place, experiencing spousal abuse or domestic violence. It's for business women to network potential customers without spamming. Just sharing what you do. And if somebody's interested, they'll reach out to you. Okay. Strengthen Honor Women is for housewives, sharing domesticated trade secrets for running a successful home. Strengthen Honor Women's for self-development, training, and education. Strengthen Honor Women's for support during hard times, sickness, and low times. As a nonprofit, we give back, which I just finished sharing with you. And it's for us to share our inspiration, motivation, while getting to know, understand, and love each other. So whenever you make posts on our in our Strength and Honor group, right? We want to put in mind, treat everybody like we want to be treated. Excuse me. We want to treat everybody like we want to be treated, right? And if somebody's not treating you well, you know you don't want to respond to them like they're responding to you. You want to always be in a positive mindset. You know, so no matter what your spiritual beliefs are, if you represent something good, okay, do good, say good things, encourage people, treat people how you want to be treated. When you make a comment on somebody's page, giving them a thumbs up, a heart, or what have you, make sure it comes from a pure place. You know, there's nothing wrong with thumbs up and hearts and stuff like that. I was once told, if you don't have anything good to say, don't say it at all. And that's one thing that I taught my children on my school bus. If you don't have something positive to say, don't say it at all. And I make mistakes. I've said things I hadn't been saying. And we don't realize that when we drink, right, that is in your system. You get angry faster, you catch your attitude faster. It can be days later, but you know what I'm saying? Everybody's body is different. We have to consider, the things that we put in our body so we can have better control over our mouths, over our actions. And so we want to make sure that we do that in our posts. Make sure that we are doing motivational, inspirational stuff. Some people post prayer, and that's fine. But if you're going to post a prayer and you show a picture of yourself, according to scripture, it says that a woman shouldn't pray or prophesy without her head uncovered. Those are my spiritual beliefs, and hopefully I don't offend you with that. But if you're going to share prayer or you're going to share the word of God, please make sure that your head is covered. This has nothing to do with anything except for the word, abiding by the word of God. And I believe in the King James Version of the Bible. That's what I go by, and hopefully we can be on one accord with that. If not, I understand. But we want to make sure that we want to stay in the positive. We want to stay uplifting. We want to stay encouraging. We want to make sure that we stay in a place of forgiveness. And because if in this group you can't learn how to forgive one another, I know you can't forgive anybody in your personal life. We're supposed to forgive 70 times 7, that's 490 times that we're supposed to forgive someone. So if somebody asks you for forgiveness, whether they ask you or not, just automatically make that a part of your daily regimen to forgive those that despitefully use you and mistreat you. Okay? A lot of times we won't get what we want back. Okay? So we have to make sure that whatever we do, we try to keep it on the positive, on the up and up. Okay? I think I went through everything there. So who is Strength and Honor Women for, and why should you join? Again, single mothers, women who need a safe place, business women, housewives, is there for self-development and education. That's why you should join it, for the training, for the education, for support during hard times, sickness and low times, and to be able to share with the women like yourself inspiration, motivation, to get to know, understand, and love each other for who you are. Okay? So I thank you for your time. If you want to connect with us, please visit our page at fb.me/strength, POLIMNI, and send our page messages at m.me, m.me/strength, POLIMNI. I thank you for your interest in our Strength and Honor Women's Ministry Group. It is sponsored by Faces of Life International Ministries Incorporated. My name is Tirzah Andrews, and it's my pleasure to have had you join us here today. And so thank you so much for allowing me the opportunity to tell you a little bit about Strength and Honor Women and why it came about and how it came about. And moving forward, we want to move into our new year. Our first year, we wanted to have 100 women. Our second year, we wanted to meet 200. And we got 201, and this year, physical year is not over yet. Our physical year ends in March. And so I want to thank you all so much for giving me the opportunity to share with you my heart, my passion for women, the elders, women and children, and all of you that have joined Phases of Life, Strength and Honor Women's Group. I appreciate you so much. Please feel free to subscribe to our YouTube channel. This is another way for us to increase our resources. So if you would share our information with the women that are in your life, women that want to be encouraged, women that want to have a increase in their finances, women that want to change their careers, women that want to share their businesses, and women that want to just overall just have a better positive outlook on life. I know that I started this ministry a year ago. I didn't know what I was doing. I joined a platform that has helped me, and I started a new home-based business, WTA Life Solutions.com, where I share with people how to make income from home. And I want them to understand the importance of not having to go to a job. If you're a housewife, you still can make money at home. You know, some women love to work, you know, and that's cool. But what if what you're making is not enough? This is another source of income. I believe in different streams of income. So if you like, please reach out. I will make sure that I put the links below for our ministry, Faces of Life International Ministries. I also put a link for my Facebook group on my official page and how I'm making an income and stuff like that. I'll also share with you our Strength and Honor Women's group link. And so thank you all so much again for joining me here at Faces of Life, Inspiration, Entertainment. I thank you all for your prayers. I thank you all for wishing me well and getting better. And so have yourselves a wonderful day. I look forward to speaking with you again soon. God bless you. Peace and love.